Alright, hey everybody. Just got back from, well, I've been back for a while, but from the comic store, and thought I'd, while my one video is uploading, do another quick video here, and I just thought I'd show you, if you remember from a previous video, I had a filter trap. So this is how I had to get it set up to work. Prior to the filter trap, I had just my regulator with a quick connect, this quick connect here, and so I had to flip things around. Basically I had the quick connect going this way, and I would connect the stem that I had on there, and I would connect into this thing here. But in order to get the filter trap to work, I salvaged one of my pieces off my portable tank, and then put a male stem in here for the quick connect. So I just quick connect my hose since I already had that attached to it. You can see that it was already attached to it because it has the thread sealing on. Here I don't have thread seal, and I don't have thread seal to my filter trap yet. So because right now this is just a temporary thing. It might be permanent, it all depends. But I got this box, and all I did is I just cut out roughly maybe a 1/4 inch section and just slid in the regulator to it, and then I just got my regular nylon cord that goes up to my 155 Anthem dual action. My Crescendo 175, I think it's seen its days, and I might send that to Badger and see if they can refurbish it for me. Other than that, I'm going to try to get some work done on my Dark Harbingers here. I have to make some more paint for the red, and I might try the air compressor for a little bit yet, since it's not quite 9 o'clock. So that gives me like an hour to work with it, but I gotta make more paint and fill up one of these doohickeys here with it. So more to come. Alright guys, so here's one of my Dark Harbingers, and I'm going to see if I can do the pauldrons and the leg caps with the airbrush. Here's kind of a final example of what I'm looking for as far as what I'm trying to achieve for the color scheme. And the red I have right now is kind of thin and also not very high in opacity, so it requires a lot more layers, and I'm hoping that working with the airbrush would be able to achieve that a lot faster, especially like when trying to do the dark layers. I mean the dark undercoats, it takes a lot more layers to build up. So I'm going to see what I can do with the airbrush, and I'm going to try to leave this recording if I can, and more to come. Alright guys, well, the airbrush experiment was somewhat successful. I was experiencing, sorry, I got a paintbrush in my mouth here. The one thing I did experience a problem with was tip dry. And one thing that Airbrush Tutor had said on his most recent video was if you're having tip dry, to increase your air pressure. The problem is that my mix here is fairly thin, and as you can see how close I had my airbrush. Oh, sorry, I got my cleaning bottle in here. Anyways, I had my airbrush, at some points I had it this close to the model, and I've found in my experience so far working with this airbrush, which I'm not as comfortable with as compared to the Crescendo 175, this Anthem 555's got a different kind of trigger, and it doesn't quite feel right in my hand yet because I was used to the 175. But being close to the model, if I have too much paint coming through, the air pressure is going to push that paint, it'll do the cobwebs, and that's because the pressure is too high and too much paint's coming out right away at the same time. Now I can experiment with a higher pressure. Surprisingly, I have this I have the siphon feed going at 5 psi, which is really not typical for a siphon airbrush, but since I do have my mix pretty thin, it seems to work out best at the lower psi. If I go with a higher psi, then I'm going to get too much paint and it'll cobweb out. Now, well, cobweb is actually if you have a thicker paint, but I think you folks know what I'm trying to say when I say it cobwebs out. I had a problem with a second terminator leg here, that too much paint got onto a spot, and then it you know, cobwebbed out. So I'm still working on trying to learn the gauge on the Anthem. Now it does work nice on these areas here on the pauldrons, because you can see this is a model that I've been doing solely by brush, and you can kind of see that there's different levels of red here, and this is probably after already 3 or 4 applications of the red paint. And this one here, just going over that previous application, it looks a lot more smoother, even toned. But unfortunately, just for doing the basically 3 models that I did paint, it took me over a half hour just to do those parts, because I'm running a lot of air but less paint. So here's like the Space Marine model, a little bit wet yet, a little tacky yet, but it's just going to take a while to work with it. But I mean, I don't know, this is the first one I've done with an airbrush, and this is one I've done just by painting by brush, bristle brush, or camel hair brush, I should say. And you can kind of see that, probably not with this lighting, but I mean there is a not an even tone of color, and that's what I'm trying to get, is an even tone of color. And since this is not a high base pigment paint that I'm using, when it gets reduced down, it has even less pigment in it to cover over a surface area. So a black base such as like this Terminator it's going to take a lot more applications in order to cover over that black. So really not much else to say. I have a very thin paint. I'm running a low PSI and just working with the gauging of the airbrush, and that's about it.